This conference will now be recorded.
Hey guys, so in the last two videos, I have taught you how to download an Excel file, how to upload it, how to parse it. Now, in this video, we are going to learn how to validate a content in the Excel file and how to save it to the database, right? So I have uploaded a template like this. Now my application is able to read the data. It is able to keep the content on the clipboard. Now, before I save it to the database or before I display it to the user, I want to validate it. So, how do you do validations of the content inside the Excel is today's topic. So, what we have to do is we have already written an activity, right, which I have explained in the previous video. So, we designed a screen like this. On this on click, we have called an activity parse attached to Excel, which is basically parsing the Excel file, and the content is coming on a clipboard page called as file data like this. Now you have the content on a clipboard page. So what is my next step? Iterate on these results and validate the content. Okay. So I have to loop on the content and I have to validate it. So I have to loop, right? So I said for each embedded page, please loop on this page list. Okay. Now, what validations you want to do? It's up to you. It's up to your business requirement. I took some simple validations like name. It should be, more than 4 characters. I took some simple validations like this. So let's say, for example, I have a validation on name. Like name should not be less than 4 characters. So I use length function. If it is less than 4, I will throw an error. Continue and throw an error. If false, skip step. So if it is less than 4, what will I do? I'm storing that name into a parameter. Why are you storing the name into the parameter? Means while I'm looping, suppose I have 100 records, I will loop and check how many records have no fault names, like which is less than 4 characters. Now all that names in one go I will display. So let's say for example you have 100 records in a file. Now the 10th name was wrong, you throw an error. Again the 11th name is wrong, you throw an error. 15th name is wrong, you throw an error. The user will be frustrated. How many errors will you display? Why don't you display all the errors in one go? Right? So you want to display all the fault names in one go. So what I'm doing here is I'm checking is the name less than 4 for px results of 1. If yes, store that name into a parameter plus comma means for the next name. Second name you're checking. If it is less than 4 plus comma. So you're basically storing all the error names into a parameter. Okay, all the errored names into a parameter. So you can display all in one go after the looping is completed. Similarly, now you're checking special characters like in name, in first name and last name. Let's assume we can have special characters like space. Space is accepted. You shouldn't give at the rate, underscores, and all those kind of things, but you can have space, right? Suppose the name is like Harry Potter, Harry space Potter. Of course, I can have a space in between. So except space, if you have any special characters, I want to throw an error. So contain special characters is a function. Okay. So there will be two different types of special characters function. One is like if there is any special character, it will throw an error. Okay, there are two special characters you can see. PX contains special characters with one parameter, with two parameters. What is this? Any special character means other than alphabets A to Z and numbers 0 to 9, whatever you find, including space, they will throw an error because they treat that as a special character. Now, let's say, for example, in your criteria, space is accepted, but no other special character should be there. So here you can mention what is accepted. Like this is my property name. What is accepted? Space is accepted. I give space. Suppose at the rate is accepted. You give at the rate. Okay. So whatever is accepted, you can give it here. Okay. So please understand this now. Again, we want to loop and display all the errored names in one go, which have spaces, which have special characters other than spaces. So I'm just storing all of them like this. Okay, whichever has errors, I'm just looping and concatenating them so that in one go I can show all the names which have errors. Then, suppose if there is an error here, what do you want to do? I just want to jump to a step called as continue. Okay. maybe I shouldn't have done this here. Actually, I want to, no, I don't want to jump. Actually, I want to continue with the rest of the validations. Sorry, I removed it. Okay. Now I came here. Now what is this? See, in the file, we are giving dates, right? What if the user gave an invalid date? Suppose I gave February 31st. Do we have 31st in February? No. So I want to throw an error. Okay. Now let's say this is DDMM 4 wise format. Okay. So let's say I have 31st in April. These were invalid dates, right? So I want even the date to be validated. Now, how can you do that? Okay. First of all, what did I do? I converted date into the format which I like. I mean, like which the system wants, not I like, which the system wants. How, in which format your system wants. Generally, PEGA accepts date in 4 wise MMDD timestamp. Okay. Look at any date on the clipboard. 4 wise MMDD followed by timestamp. Now, what is your date? DD slash MM slash YYYY. So you can't, give it to any Pega functions and say, can you please validate this date is calendar date or not? It can't do that because your format is wrong. So I have to reformat it first. Okay, I have to reformat it. So for reformatting, we can use format datetime function. But instead of using format datetime, I used substring. So why did I do that? If you give format datetime and you give a invalid calendar date, it will actually convert it into 1970 default date. Okay. Instead, what I did is I'm trying to cut the date into bits and pieces, and I am trying to form my own 4 wise MMDD format. Like I will take these two numbers, store it aside. I'll take these two numbers, store it aside. I'll take these four numbers, store it aside. Now concatenate all of them and form my own format 4 wise MMDD. So how am I doing that? So I took substring function and account created date is the property 6th through 10th character, which will give me YYYY. Then substring account created date property 3 to 5 characters, this one will come. Okay. Then substring account created date and taking 0 to 2 characters, 31 will come. And I'm concatenating them. Look at the plus in between. So now I have this 4 by MMDD. Now I can give it to a function format datetime. Why am I formatting again? No, my intention is not to format here. If I give a valid date to format datetime function and ask it to convert it to some format, okay, it will convert. But if you give an invalid date like Feb 30th, Feb 31st, if you give any invalid dates to format datetime function, it will throw errors. So if it is throwing an error, it's an indication to me that the user didn't give a valid calendar date. Okay. So that is the reason I'm using a format datetime function. My intention is not actually to format it. Generally, why do you use format datetime function? To convert it into any format like 4 by MMDD, DD slash MM slash YYYY, or DD slash MM slash YY. Whatever format you want, you can convert it. But I'm not using it really for that purpose here. My purpose is I will give my date, I'll give the format. If this function fails, I get to know that it's an invalid calendar date. Okay, that's the reason I'm using it. Now I can give my date here. Okay, I'm storing my date in a parameter, and this parameter is of type date. Okay, and this parameter I'm passing here. But remember, format datetime doesn't take dates as inputs. It will take date time as input. So where is the time? This part is not there, right? Like you saw on the clipboard here. This part is missing. So I appended it. Plus T, I appended. Now, if you pass any invalid dates in the calendar, this will fail and you get to know that it's an invalid date. So I added a condition here that if step status fails, jump here. If false, continue. So if step status fails, I get to know it's an invalid date and I'm concatenating all the invalid dates like this. Okay. So this is how you do validation inside a file. And then how am I displaying the errors? I just added some steps here. Like if this parameter is not null, means this first one. So if this parameter is not null, it means you have errors in the names. So I will throw a error in the screen. Then if the second parameter is not null, so there is an error with the date. So I'll throw an error on the screen. Third parameter is not null. There are some, issues with the email. So I'm throwing it. Actually, it was not for email. It's for last name I have written. It is this one, right? This one. L names list. It's not for emails. Okay, like this. Now let's see till here how your code is working. Okay. If you want screenshots of this activity, it will be uploaded in my app Nikhila Trainings under challenging tasks in Pega folder. You can find it there, okay, under free content. So you can take the screenshots and you can practice. Now let's trace and see how this is actually, behaving. So put some invalid content in the file so that you get some errors. So I gave invalid dates and the name should be less than 4 characters. Then you will get the errors, right? So I just gave, see, like this. And last name, if it has any special characters, will start throwing errors. So I kept all the faltu content so that I can get some errors. Now let's test it. Mhm. Yes, my tracer is on. Let's see how it is behaving. Wow, look at this. Error in the customer names for users, this and this. And then error, invalid dates provided for account creation, this. Error in customer last name. Did you see we got all the errors, right? So this is how you validate the content inside a file. Okay. Now, how do you save the content to database? The next thing. Pretty simple. So just use, right, if you want to save the content, how do you do it generally? OBJ save, right? Or RTV save. This is the Pegasus internal table, so I can use OBJ save. I can just loop on it and I can say OBJ save. But I'm not doing it that way. Okay, when you do OBJ, so generally what happens? We have to acquire lock on that case. Okay, maybe if you're trying to update it or up save it, you have to acquire lock on the case. So before doing OBJ save, generally we use OBJ refresh and lock to get lock on that case, right? So I want to teach you a different approach that we generally follow in real time. We use an OOTP activity called a save page, and you give the page name here or in the parameters. Now, why are you using save page? What is the benefit? Actually, save page is a Pegasus OOTP activity which takes care of exception handling, error handling in a very better way when compared to your OBJ save and refresh and lock. So it's better to use save page instead of OBJ save, because it takes care of exception handling, locking, all those kind of things. Okay. So if you see here, I'm just trying to loop on that content. Where is your content? Your content is on this one, right? File.px results. So I am looping on it and I'm trying to save the content. So I'm looping on it. Okay. And I gave my page, and you can just call this activity. Now, what is this when condition? Hey, if you have errors, you don't want to go and save the data, right? So I'm checking, do I have any errors? So how do I check whether there are any errors or not? So this is a function has messages where on my page, py work page, if my py work page is having any error messages, okay? If it is not having errors, continue. If it has errors, please exit the activity. Do not save the content to DB. So this is a function has messages to check if there are any errors on the screen. Okay. So I'm checking if there are any errors on the screen, exit the activity. If not, save the content. So for saving the content, again, what I'm doing, I didn't directly do save page. You know what will happen if you directly do save page? Let me show you. If you directly do a save page, what happens? Let's put some valid content. Now I have some valid content in the file. Let's see if I just do a looping and I do a save page, what will happen? Why did I write all those extra steps there? Now do you see there is a warning here? Could not determine history class. Oh, that is fine. No, it's not about history. Let's go to the table and see once whether the data is saved in the table or not. Oh, it is saved. You can see Harry and all. It is saved. Okay. Actually, this doesn't work all the time. Okay. So when I was testing my code for the very first time, what errors I got is uh, it was not finding the class on file data page. So on file data page, okay, see pxobj class is empty. Do you see this? Pxobj class is empty. So if pxobj class is empty, you will get errors. It will not be able to save the content. Okay, just for now it got saved, maybe because it took some catch or something, but it didn't save. Okay, because pxobj class is empty. So what I did is, either you put pxobj class on this page list, or you can do either of the ways. Okay, so I took a new page. You can directly put property set dot pxobj class is equal to class name, and you can save it. Okay, you need not follow this path. Why did I follow this path? I want people to learn what is the use of property set special method. So that's the reason I took this path. Okay, so I created a new page. Okay, on this new page, I'm setting pxobj class. So you can do it with property set, right? Why did I use property set special? Guys, px properties are read only. Do you remember? PX and PZ are read only. PY is editable. So PX is a special property. You can't update it like that. So when you deal with special properties, like properties which start with PX, we use this method property set special, and I'm setting the obj class name. Okay, so like this, I'm setting the obj class name. Now you copy the content. Okay, so oh no, okay, yeah. So property set special is actually giving px obj class on this page only, because you are in the loop and you didn't give step page, right? So px obj class will be set on this. Now I'm copying the content to a temp page, and I'm just saying save page, not from clipboard, and py page name is temp, like you're saying temp page. So why did I copy it to temp? Why can't you just do property set special like this? I mean, like, without these steps. you know you can just do property set special, put the pxobj class, and you can save it, right? But how do I pass my page name here? You have to pass the page name. I'm inside a page list, right? I can't say px results of current or px results of 1 2 3. I can't say like that, it will not work. So that is the reason, every time when I'm looping, I'm just trying to copy the current record in the loop, okay, into a new page temp. Current record in the loop, I'm copying to a new page temp, and that temp I'm passing here. Okay. So in order to save this data into DB, I'm just looping on it, and I'm doing a save. But before that, I'm just checking a condition. Does it have any errors? If errors, no, I don't want to save it to DB. Then I just don't want to go with the obj save and obj refresh and lock. I want to take this path. Like I want to use save page OOTB activity, because it takes care of exception handling, locking, and all that. But the problem is you have to pass the page name. Now I can't pass the page name like this because it's in a loop. So I took a new page. I'm setting the pxobj class on that, and I'm then copying the data from the loop into this page. Okay, because I didn't give any step page and copy from, it will take the current loop page like pixels of 1 2 3 whatever it is. It'll copy and it'll save. Now let's see it in the tracer how it is behaving. Back to the work object. Now, oh, what happened? What happened? Why? Oh, has no PX obj class property. What happened? Just now we did na. Hmm. Okay, sorry. Don't give this. Let it set on the results page. Then, anyways, when you copy it, it will come onto this page. Okay, don't give step page here. First, it will go to the parent, then it will come to the child when you copy it. So that was the error. There is no PX obj class. Now let's try. Okay, now you can see it got saved successfully. There is a warning. What is it? Oh, it is talking about the history class. I don't have an history class. Fine. Okay. So this is how you save the content to DB. And this is the use of property set method and save page. Now the last thing, how do you display it on the UI? It's simple. You have the data in a page list, right? File data.pxls. Put a table layout and display. That's it. So we went here. We took a table layout. Just define your page in pages and classes. Give the table layout here. Give the page list here on the table layout. And that's it. And your properties. That's it. It's done. Okay, it's pretty simple. So you can watch all the three videos in a sequence to understand the whole content, all these things. And if you need screenshots, I'll be uploading it in the Nikhila Trainings app. If you didn't find it, you can ping me on WhatsApp. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you so much.